Hi, I'm Matt with eTrailer, and today we're talking about the Thule Epos bike rack on the back of our 2023 Kia Sorento. Now this is going to be a great option for you if you're looking at something that's going to be able to carry a variety of different types of bikes, and if you want to carry those really heavy bikes and kind of carry them a little bit more safely. So let's check it out. So the reason why I recommend this one for your heavy e-bikes is going to be because it has a 70-pound weight capacity, or a 75-pound weight capacity. Now, if you have two bikes on here, its max capacity is going to be 140 pounds. So two bikes, each would be 70 pounds each. But that's not going to affect its tilt-away. Let's show you what I'm talking about. The tilted-away, I'm just going to press on this lever with my foot. It's really easy to use. And then I'm going to pull this towards me. The way this pivots is kind of centered on itself, so it's going to be pretty easy to do. And as you can see, we have a pretty wide range of what we're working with, so we have plenty of space to open up our hatch. And the reason why you might want to do this is maybe to grab some groceries, or if you wanted to get ready for your bike ride and you need to grab your helmet or you wanted to tie your shoes, you're going to have that ability. And once you're done, just close up your hatch and lift this back up. It moves really easy for, even if you have those really heavy e-bikes on here, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Now, if you have this maxed, you might want to grab a friend just in case. Now, to really show you more details about this rack, I'm going to take off my bike. So where I'm going to start is with these straps. Now, these are actual ratcheting ones, so if you want to tighten this down a bit more, you can actually do that, which isn't something I see a whole lot of, so that's a really nice feature. Now, getting them out can be a little bit tricky, but I definitely like the benefits of them overall, though. And what's nice is they're only making contact with our tires. Now, you'll notice we have the center mass grabbing onto our frame if you want something a little bit more sturdy, but you can actually move the center mass to your rear tire if you wanted to secure this down, if you had any carbon frame bikes, alternative bikes, or any bikes with fenders too. Now the trick is, I like to grab it with my elbow and take this strap out, push this out of my way. And with this mass, you can actually adjust that. But I'll show you a little bit more of that later on. I'm going to take off my bike, and then I can take it out for a ride. Now with that center mass, like I was saying earlier, you can actually adjust that a little bit more. You can actually extend it to fit on different points. So to really show you what I'm talking about is, see that? You can actually pull this all the way up. So if you have any taller bikes you want to mount to, and this center part actually rotates to accommodate the curvature of your frame or your wheel. I'm just going to make sure I put this up. You actually want to have a spot right on here. You can store that on so it looks a little bit more tidy. And I'm going to put this down and make sure I do the same with these other straps. They also have spots where they store into. So when you are putting on your bikes, you don't have to fight to get it loose from right here. There's something that makes doing this a lot easier. Now you're going to have a couple different positions for this too. So this is going to be your main stow position if you don't have any bikes currently on here. And I'm actually going to move that right there so it's a little bit more flat. You can move it to this other location, but this location right here is going to be meant for storage. So this is a really nice rack if you need to just store it somewhere in your garage, because it does have wheels, so it's pretty easy to move. And since it folds into itself, it doesn't take up a lot of space. But this is not recommended for driving because it's not rated. So if you are going to drive with it, keep it in this position. But I'm going to get a few measurements just so we know what those are. And the first measurement I'm going to do is going to be the overall distance. And that's going to be from our back bumper to the back of the carrier at that foot pedal, about 30 inches, which isn't too bad at all. That's pretty compact. I would still be mindful if you're in any really tight spots, like a garage. And for our ground clearance, that's going to be about 15 inches which isn't too bad for the Sorento since it is a pretty low vehicle. And the main reason why it's that low is because we have this foot pedal right here, but thanks to the rise in the shank of its design, we're going to be less likely to make contact with the ground. On the back, you also notice we have these reflectors, so if you are driving down the road, if someone's behind you, they're going to be more likely to see this and not make contact with your vehicle or your bike rack. But in this position, what's really nice is it's not going to block anything else. So that's another good thing about this design is it's not going to block your taillights, so you're going to have that also on your side, and your backup camera, license plates, and back window won't be obstructed either. And for how it's going to install, we're going to have this 1.25 inch shank. And it's going to have this 2-inch sleeve adapter on it, and that's going to allow you to use this with your 1.25 inch shank or receivers or your 2-inch receivers. And the way it's actually not going to have a anti-rattle pin or a pin go through it at all. We're going to have this hook that goes through that hole and grabs onto itself, so you don't have to worry about losing any pieces. And the way you're going to tighten this down to your shank is going to be this lever right underneath here. That can be a little bit tricky to get to. I'd recommend just putting up the arms to get to a little bit easier, but you can actually adjust this. So if you get to a point where it's getting too tight, you can just pull that out some and then store it. And that's also going to come with a lock cord, so it's going to be very secure. No one can take your rack. You also have another lock cord that's going to use the same key system that's on that center mast, so no one can take off your bikes. But in my opinion, I think this is a great option if you're looking for something that can carry a variety of different types of bikes, those really heavy e-bikes, and you're looking for something not to be on the back of your vehicle full time because it is really easy to store. This is going to be the best bet for you. Now, if you are looking for something at just a lower price range, then I'd recommend the Hollywood Destination e-bike rack. And what's nice about that one is it's just at a lower price range, but it has a lot of the same features as what this has. The drawbacks, though, is it doesn't store near as easy, and it's not going to be as carbon frame friendly or alternative frame bike friendly either. So if you're looking for that, then I'd recommend sticking with this. But that was just a look at the Thule Epos bike rack on the back of our 2023 Kia Sorento. Thanks for watching.